What's up, guys? Welcome back to Viewer Castles. Today we're going to start off with the Ultimate Nub. Castle level is a 23, validated on the mage here. So yeah, like you can see, a level 23 character has almost as many hit points, like only 200 less than my level 29 archer. So that's really good for people who have a lot of hit points. Like I need to get to level 30 and see what kind of gear I have, and see what I actually need to find in terms of just getting like 400 to 500 more hit points would help out a lot. I'll be able to use the next level up potions more effectively and stuff like that. But let's jump into this castle. Shouldn't be too terribly difficult because I am overleveled compared to it. But I'll still try to look at it kind of objectively and stuff like that. Alright, so some springboard traps throwing you into a room that has like a bunch of creatures in here. I'm not sure exactly what's in there. The one thing is that since the creatures are straight on from this area, I can kind of stand here, throw down a headshot, and that should have hit something. It looks like it didn't aggro anything else, but it killed the Zeke that I think was standing there. There's the other one. Alright. So yeah, it did aggro something else. And then from there you can easily pull something back like this into the entryway. And it'll walk here, and then we can kill it. Which makes the castle a little bit easier when you can pull mobs through the rooms, because obviously you're intending me to fight it inside of here. You know, when I get in here, there's a lot less room to maneuver and stuff like that, and you wanted the Snotter to be able to be the one that could aggro these mobs and stuff like that. You know, the two Zekes and it looks like a puppeteer, or is that just part of the Zeke? I don't know, but yeah. This group here looks like it's only defending this mine. If I'm seeing this right, there's two mines right there. 3 mines, okay. Yeah, that makes it a little bit more difficult. If you actually want to 3-star this castle, or 2-star it rather, you will probably have to kill off this group. So that works out in your favor. I was gonna say if there was only these 2 mines, I could get an angle and shoot down this way, and then get an angle on it and shoot down this way, but you can't really get that one in the back without aggroing that group. So that works out. Kill off the archers first, because those are the scariest part of this DPS. The Pete Poundmore on this specialization is relatively easy to dodge, as long as there's nothing else going on that like makes it so that you can't dodge it, you know? I don't know why he's running away from me, but that's fine. I don't know what actually knocked me down there. I've been knocked down for a really long time, too. I have no idea what knocked me down. But it knocked me down like a substantial amount of time. Like, I really want to know what knocked me down for that long. I've not seen something that like stuns your character for that long since like pre-open creation, and even before that. That's been getting nerfed like heavily a lot since like I started playing the game. Like since last year August was like the time when you could like manipulate the attacker's position a substantial amount if you didn't dodge things, you know. It was the time before stun immunity and all of that sort of thing, so you could just basically pull someone through an entire castle and just manipulate their position if they didn't dodge something correctly. So I don't know what knocked me down when I was standing right here. I guess it could have been the Pete Poundmore. Somehow it like maybe bugged out, because it didn't look like it was hitting me. It looked like I dodged it, but maybe the game kind of screwed up or something. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, maybe it was actually the guy's tail, the boss's tail. I wasn't even thinking about that. Yeah, that has a pretty wide arc when it hits. Mr. Firesley, when he's not facing you, he'll do a tail attack and he'll knock you down from there. That's probably what happened. That makes sense. Obviously you can't like make that Mr. Firesley hit 100% of the time, and it's a pretty big point cost to just go for that one stun. If he does stun you and you have something to back it up, like a Zeke to follow up and like headshot the person, then you'll probably kill them 100% of the time, because that was a really long stun. But yeah, either way, pretty good castle. We'll jump into number 2 in just a second. Alright, next up we have BBoyRaul. Castle level's a 30, validated on this mage, that's also a 30. Really high hit points. This is the type of hit points that I'd like to have. This is actually really good gear. This is about exactly what I want. I have about 800 DPS, and I'll probably have closer to 1,000 if I use all of my level 30 DPS gear. But I would only have around, you know, 27 to 2800 hit points. I think this is a lot better. You have 600 DPS, which is high enough, like plenty enough to be able to kill everything, quickly enough to, you know, drop health globes or whatever you need to drop if it's like a straight up creature castle. And then if it's a trap castle, you have 3,500 hit points to be able to survive some of those crazy trap rooms that you go into and you get like stunned and knocked around a little bit. And then the resistances are also quite high. Like comparing this to my stats, if I can look at it, you know, my resistances are so much lower than that. Mainly the physical, because a lot of these traps like mouse wheels and stuff will be based off physical damage. Zeeks, all of those, smelly archers, all of those things will be based off physical. My DPS is 750 right now, but I don't have my big gear upgrades, which are at level 30. Like a lot of the stuff level 24, level 20, level 24. Like I have a pretty low level gear on because most of my upgrades are still at level 30. I'm waiting for them. And yeah, my health is really low, so let's go back into that. I just wanted to kind of show, like, that's kind of, in my opinion, the perfect stats for archers and, not real, archers and mages. I think that's good DPS and good amounts of health and resistances. So this cast could be very difficult, and it's a revenge, so I don't actually have to use one of my target attacks, which is cool.
School's in session.
Alright, so mine started all off with, let's take a look. I'm guessing there's going to be another mine over here, maybe two. Alright, that looks like everything. Just gonna try not to take any spike trap damage if I can help it. I'm also looking at these springboard traps. Try not to get hit by those either. I don't mind if I hit these debuffs as long as it doesn't affect me in any way. The corrosive mine debuffs, like, they'll lower your resistances, so you don't want to take any damage while that debuff is on it. Alright, so we have one of these rooms that that I saw, I think it was yesterday. But I kind of learned that you can at least try to pull the mobs that'll be inside of there. With having these here, it actually makes it a lot more difficult. So I threw a volley in there, I didn't pull anything. I don't think there's really anything else I can do other than to try to get on that small position right there. I'm gonna wait for my health potion to come back up, my cooldown on it, so that if I need to use it right away I can. And I'm not sure how else I'm gonna deal with this, but we're just gonna kind of go with it. Alright, so I've got some immunities going on. I'm just gonna go in here. Yeah, so they're off into the sides more in this castle than in the previous. So I can pull everything, and I just used a health potion, and I can try to get out of here and pull it back. That might be the easiest way to deal with this and not die. Trying to get a good angle that I can fight some of this stuff in here. Just trying to create some distance. And see, the good thing about, the good thing for me, the bad thing for you, is creatures are very timid about crossing spike traps, especially if they're not an elite. Like Pete Poundmore at full life will try to cross it, but a lot of these lower life creatures will not try at all. So it looks like I killed off maybe everything. I feel like there's a lot that should still be coming, but I think it would have came already if it was going to cross this. Alright, so I'm going to take a bunch of damage from these mouse wheel traps. And yeah, instead of dampeners, he's trying to use silence traps, which if they're full, like if they're both full, I think they will silence you in the middle of that, but that's kind of hard to predict. I would at least throw in one dampener that would might get aggroed if you get thrown in here. You know, you could just have it as a separate group entirely, and just have the one dampener just standing in one of these open areas that you might have. I don't know if you have any open areas, but you could make one pretty easily. And just throw in one dampener, just because it's so good if you get silenced on top of these mouse wheels. It's so hard to move, you know? So many mouse wheels. Like, I'm almost embarrassed that I didn't like mouse wheels before, because these type of setups are really annoying. Super, super annoying. Alright, I'm gonna use... Oh my god, I was gonna say that I was gonna use my last potion here, and see if I can stay alive through this, but... Because what I wanted to see is if I could skip any of this group, because it didn't get aggroed with the boss. Which I'm guessing that I will be able to skip at least a little bit of it, but we'll see. So difficult to dodge all of these ballista traps. Nottingham himself is not that scary, but everything else combined with him is really, really hard to fight. I mean, Nottingham has a ton of hit points by himself either way. I guess maybe it did aggro us just standing back there because it's at the hard cap or soft cap or whatever. Soft cap, I guess it would be. Same thing with webmasters by themselves, they're not annoying, but with everything else going on, if they hit you, you'll get knocked down. Alright, so I want to see if I can skip this stuff by just kind of running up this side here. I think I can. Yeah, so I'm able to skip, what, Pete Poundmore, Defendatron, and a Dampener, because it's not within the same group as the boss, and if it is, then maybe I aggroed one of the smaller mobs. Because that can happen also. If you have like a smaller mob on the outside, if you aggro that first and it aggroes the boss, it won't... It's so hard to explain how like the aggro works and stuff. It's basically whichever creature sees the hero is the one that aggroes everything. So if a smaller creature sees the hero first before the boss, or if like you attack a smaller creature and that smaller creature aggroes the boss won't use his yellow circle to aggro everything. The boss has to be either the thing that's first attacked or the thing that first sees the hero. For it to work properly. I'm not sure how exactly you have it set up, but I was able to skip a little bit. Still ended up killing me, so yeah. Pretty difficult, and those mouse wheel traps are just crazy. I should probably try out one of those castles at some point. Maybe I'll do a level 28 castle, just rebuild it, because it's going to be a little while before I get to level 30. Or I could just spam out some castles myself, do some farming, I guess, and try to get up to level 30 that way. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah. We will jump into number 3 in just a second. Alright, and for number 3 we have I Am Your Enemy. Cast levels of 23. Has this archer that he validated it with. So level 23 shouldn't be very difficult. It used to be the only thing that could really kill you at these levels were fire mine traps, but I don't think those will even do it anymore. Just because they were nerfed so heavily. Alright, so I'll explore this area first. See if there's any mines or anything over here. Alright, that's a dead end. And this is a dead end, okay. So like I've already talked about, like this wastes 30 seconds for someone who's looking for all of your mines. So it's pretty obvious, like, it's going to be difficult for someone that's at his level to get 3 stars on this if they waste the time that, you know, is now 45 seconds just to explore absolutely nothing. Whereas when he has to go through and validate his own castle, he doesn't have to worry about that time. It's going to be the same even when they make it so that when you kill a mine, because they talked about this on stream, where when you kill a mine it's going to add a handful of seconds onto your timer. I don't know exactly what it's going to be. They don't have the numbers like finalized yet, but even if it's something like 10 seconds, it's still not going to be like worth it, I don't think. Like, it won't be enough. Alright, so there's a good amount of stuff going on. This is actually the boss room, so pretty much everything is going to be right in the back here, so the easiest way to do this is to go to the back of the boss room, where there's no trap pressure, and just try to dodge everything from here. I don't think they mentioned anything about a Hungerbot buff. I was really hoping for that, actually. Now that I'm seeing Hungerbots, I'm like reminded of that fact. Hungerbots and Scorpios, I think, are one of the units that we really need to be buffed to be able to see some diversity in castles. Because I think cool like setups with those are like what the game needs again, because those were always the funnest things. Even when you're attacking and you see something awesome, like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but like those setups where it used to pull you through the entire castle using Hungerbots and springboard traps, those things were cool even when I got hooked by them. like, it didn't make me angry because, I mean, I guess maybe towards the, if you hit one like right at the very end of the castle and you've wasted like 5 or 10 minutes getting through a castle, and then you get hit by one and end up dying right there. I guess that was a little bit frustrating, but some of those crazy ones that would pull you from room to room to room, the castle was generally pretty easy if you like dodged that initial hook, but it was always just really fun when that happened. And I think just little setups like that where it pulls you, like a hunger bot is set up to pull you into a group and then that group is designed to kill you like off of that pull. I think those type of setups are pretty cool. I don't know. I've always liked them because it takes a little bit of thought when you're going in and like designing it, because you are like having to set up the hunger bot a specific way, facing a certain direction to delay it enough where it'll actually hit you, and then you usually have to have some slow at the entrance so that it actually hits its hook, or to help it hit its hook, and then, you know, you have to have something that combined with the hunger bot will kill the person, and you have to try to make it so that they don't see it and stuff like that. There's a lot that goes into it. But yeah, this castle was basically just, an area that was difficult to pull the mobs back through, and then it was just basically the everything in the boss room type tactics. You had a good amount of silence traps, which is nice. The hunger bots, like I've said, like they're kind of nerfed now to the point where they probably won't hit all that often, and you might want to even switch them out for either more damage or battering rams actually add a little bit more CC in my opinion. I think battering rams when they're charging actually move faster than hunger bot's hook, and they both generally do the basic, like the same basic thing. They move the hero or move the attacker in in an area where he doesn't want to be. So they'll either bash them down or the hunger bot will pull him, pull the hero to him. I mean, either way, it's a pretty good castle. This is number 3, so we're gonna end the video here. As always, if you guys enjoyed what I do, please subscribe. If you want to be a part of Eurocast, you can email me at frenzycastleruns@hotmail.com. I just updated the list before I finished this castle. So currently I only have one more full episode to run. I have a total of 5 castles that I need to run. So like the list is very light now. Like if anyone wants me to run their castle, now's the time to shoot me an email, because I'll get to your castle easily within next week, probably within the next couple of days. So I'm planning on running like 3 more castles today, and then I will probably stop until I get a few more names and continue with that. Hopefully this patch comes out sometime in the next like week or two. I don't know. They just put it on the test server, so I don't know how long they expect to wait with that. Like, doing small tweaks to the balance changes. I might jump on the test server, but like I said, unfortunately, I can't stream it or anything because it's under NDA and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.